by any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parks, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you.
Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network. I'm your host, Wise, and I'm back. We are here to discuss the Miami versus SMU recap. At the end of the day, man, everybody got their opinions, but the games still have to be played. You have to line it up and see how you come out on the other side of it. Miami fans, I told y'all, I expected a close game. I told y'all, if we didn't do what we needed to do, Miami would lose this game. And now, the coaches, the players, the fans, we have to deal with everything that's coming behind this loss. Because there's absolutely no reason that we should have lost to SMU this past weekend. No reason. I don't even know how to describe what I was watching. The coaching was horrific from every aspect. Horrific regarding key moments in the game where we literally gave SMU life again. And just overall, we'll get into it, man. So this one right here rough, y'all. This one right here is rough. But we got to do what we got to do, man. So check it. SMU beats Miami 26-20. I know y'all already know that. Cool. Miami gives up 365 passing yards to Kevin Jennings this game. Prior to overtime, I do want to point out that SMU had a negative. They had negative rushing yards. They had negative 2 yards at the end of regulation. They finished with 23 rushing yards on 25 carries, so less than 1 yard per carry. They ran the ball the entire overtime, scored. So they got them 25 yards there. On SMU, we couldn't guard really nobody. A lot of the stuff we gave up, but when they did throw some shots downfield, we failed to cover them every time. Anytime it was downfield, like they really got whatever the fuck they wanted to get, man. And that's another thing too, man. I know some of y'all be complaining about cursing and stuff like that, and I get it. I respect it 100%. But at this point, I done let some of my anger cool off. I was too angry to record the video. I was going to record it on Saturday, and I couldn't do it. Tried to record it earlier, and I'm not angry anymore about it. But yeah, when they was throwing that ball, man, like Jordan Hudson, 11 receptions for 136 yards. He was giving us the fucking business. He worked us. And to be honest, man, like it's odd to me because like I know who he is and he can make, some plays or whatever. But the way he was working us, I don't remember him working anybody like that in a minute. I mean, 11 catches for 136, and it was how they were happening, though. But as far as the down the field ones, he caught one for 29 yards. Carmelo beat us over the top for 41 yards. McFall, 27 yards. Ymir Knight had the 28-yard touchdown. Hell, Hibner had a 16-yard catch. Like, those chunk plays in particular, the first four I said, I mean, those are all over 25 yards. You can't give that up. You just can't, man. You can't give that up. I'm sorry. You can't get that up. That's just crazy to me. Moses led them with 15 tackles. And I knew, when we talked about this, like it was going to be a lot of, I see why they're like a safety's making that many tackles for their defense. I see why. The amount of completions and just everything. But it is what it is. He had 15 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. And they capitalized when Miami gave them a lot of stuff. I will say offensively, obviously they weren't able to run the ball at all, but offensively, what Rhett's game plan was and what he was doing, passing wise, they definitely got the best of Heatherman. And nobody seems to be talking about that, but they got the best of him for sure. It's not even really a question. I was surprised by the plan to cover, right? The way we ran coverage made absolutely no sense. You were kind of getting away with it because you absolutely took away the run. No doubt about it. You took the run away, but we was giving up stuff in coverage. And I'm not talking about the down the field stuff, right? The down the field stuff, they hit it. They hit that couple of busted coverages, and some of it was just they were better than us throwing it down the field. So I'm not going to take anything away from that. I'm talking about all of the dink and dunks. Like, that they're going to release the ball quickly, but yet we're playing soft zones. Yet we're not pressing anybody at the line when we know it's about to be a quick hitter to disrupt their timing. We're just kind of a lot like, yeah, we played some, man, but like overall, we should have been, even if you're in zone, we should have been more aggressive in our approach. Too many times where you see them splitting somebody out. Let's say they got two wide receivers over here. Even if let's just say they run trips, it don't matter. Like, there's nobody up. So he's going to quick hit sidearm release out there. And now it's 6 or 7 free yards before contact. I don't understand that concept. To allow 5, 6, 7 free yards before contact. I know you want to stop the run. I get it. But man, you just gave them too much underneath to the point where even once the run was stopped and you knew what they were going to do, you still kind of allowed them to get off with those passes. And it was extending drives. And we'll get into like some of the stuff I saw, but that was a problem to me. I'm not sure why Heatherman never really adjusted for it. He kind of let it live, and it really didn't come back to bite you too crazy until the end. But throughout the game, the way they were getting their points and their yards, we just let them keep doing it because we were stopping the run. And I get it. You want to stop the run, but god damn. 365 through the air. All right. I don't know what Miami stats was. Beck was 26 of 38, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. I'm going to go ahead and get this out the way up front in the video. Carson Beck fucking fleeced Miami for $4 million, bro. The fact that we gave this kid supposedly $4 million is fucking crazy. Because you would think as a 6-year player, a 3-year starter, that we would be done with the freshman mistake bullshit. Like, I'm going to be real with you, bro. You are not an NFL quarterback right now. I don't know where you get drafted. If they draft you, cool. Make your money. Help continue to feed your family. But from what you have shown so far, you are not an NFL quarterback. You were given a pass last year at UGA by me, by a lot of other people, key people in the media, due to the amount of passes those wide receivers dropped. Over 600 yards of just straight drops last year from the UGA wide receivers. And no matter how you want to slice it, nobody can blame that on Beck. They were just dropping shit. Miami's wide receivers have had a couple of drops this year. Nothing crazy. But the decision making has, like, you play like a fucking freshman, bro. Maybe not a true freshman, but a red shirt freshman. That don't make it no better. You've been in college for 6 years. There's certain things you cannot do. You cannot throw an interception in overtime. We need something points wise, something. You don't want to get a field goal, but if you have to get the field goal, cool. And if you're going to throw that ball to Malachi Tony, that ball has to be over the top. There was nobody even there. You threw it short. Like, you basically, bro, this man, Ahmad Moses, just had the game of his life. 15 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions. He was beat on the play. Put some touch on it. Tony catches it, touchdown. You ain't got to put super touch, but to underthrow it like that, clean pick. But anyway, man, the first interception was not Beck's fault at all. JoJo was having a good game, and he fucked up. Point blank, period. He should have caught that ball. And the first touchdown that Beck threw to him, great ball. He scored. You saw you saw that, right? And, I just want to point this out. I'm glad that he was able to get in and play. He definitely made plays for us. We had 3 wide receivers that stepped up this past Saturday with CJ out. That was great to see. Too much body catching by JoJo. It's what it comes down to. I'm not talking about his other receptions, but his down the field stuff is too much body catching. That's why the interception happened. That's why he had to double clutch the other one, right? Body catching. Gotta fix it, man. Because if we being real, we up 7-0. He hit that ball to JoJo. It's either a big gain or it's a touchdown, right? I do see the guy coming there to potentially make the tackle, and I think he probably got scared as well. He probably seen him in his sight. But either way, he catch that, it's a big gain, or he could keep running if the guy missed the tackle. We spotted them 7. Give them the ball like that. The very next play, coverage bust, touchdown to Ymir Knight. I do want to say this, and I want to point this out and be very clear. Through the first 5 games of the season, I thought Jacoby was playing amazing. Through the last 3 games, he's had 2 shitty games and another game where it's like, okay, and I know he's banged up. He's been banged up since before the Louisville game. And at this point, you know, Heatherman, you need to look at sitting Jacoby. I get that he probably makes the right play more than other guys, but he was getting cooked this game. And it wasn't just on him, but too many mistakes on the back end, right? And I know y'all gonna sit up here and tell me I don't know what coverages and stuff they ran. That's true. That is very true. But when he was matched up, he was getting fucking torched. Tight end, receiver, he was getting torched, y'all. And some of the stuff wasn't even super big plays necessarily. He was getting torched. They had him in a blender. I don't even know if I don't even know if Poyser really made a key play all game. I can't even really remember, but the safety play was ass. The cornerback play was not good. I mean, I saw some physicality from Damari. It wasn't good on the back end, man. It wasn't good on the back end. We got too much talent on the back end for stuff to look the way it's looked, especially down the field. They really hold us. But yeah, run game wise, the run game was effective. In spots, I don't understand why we're running with 9 motherfuckers in the box. This guy, Shannon Dawson, is the biggest fucking idiot. Bro, I don't get it, man. I've been saying this shit since after year 1, right? Because the first 4 games when he got here, shit was looking great. We beat Texas A&M. The offense looks good. He does the little corn dog play. You find out that Mirabal saw the Chiefs run it, and then he told him to run it. So that wasn't even in his bag for real. But you hear the complaints. You hear he don't want to have to tell Tyler Van Dyke what to do. I'm taking y'all all the way back. He don't want to have to tell Van Dyke every read to make, so he stops doing it. He can't keep telling a guy to who to throw it to every play. You need him to do his thing. Okay, he doesn't. He leaves. You get Cam Ward. I told y'all last year that Shannon Dawson doesn't know what the fuck to do with really nice things. He had Cam Ward. Cam Ward was a generational quarterback at the University of Miami, the greatest quarterback that has ever picked up a ball here. Don't care that he didn't win it. It is what it is. From a talent standpoint, there was never a quarterback that was better than what Cam Ward was at the University of Miami. And I was telling y'all last year, Dawson didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And everybody, oh, we got the number 1 offense. But the real fans knew we was leaving 14 points a game on the field last year, every week. And part of the problem was he did not know how to use Arroyo. He didn't. But Dawson is not a tight end user like that. But he didn't know how to use Arroyo, and he didn't use Martinez right. Those 2 things were criminal. Criminal. And he kept doing that, IZ. Cam Ward covered it up because of how good he was. I told you guys, Dawson would never get any better than what you saw last year. So when you take Cam Ward, generational quarterback, out of the equation, and you insert Carson Beck, the offense can still be really good, but it's going to be more so about the play calling because Carson Beck isn't a playmaker at quarterback. That's just simply the facts. He's not a playmaker. Okay? And at this point, these teams have decided, and they're now 2-1 against Miami since deciding this. Florida State tried the same thing. The only difference is Beck was on that game. Okay? And I won't even go as far to say Beck was off this game because the first interception wasn't his fault. The last one, I won't defend it. But Carson Beck, I told y'all before the game, this should have been your first 300-yard game, my man. They was giving up 300 passing yards per game for a reason. For a reason. What the fuck are we doing? I was watching, I was in the living room. My son was playing highlights of Cam Ward from last year, and I almost started crying. Because I'm like, what the fuck is this shit I'm watching right now? The first 7 games of the year, Cam Ward started off with 300 plus passing yards and 3 TDs. The first Miami quarterback to ever do that. 300 yards, 3 TDs every game. That's what we see in and week out. And we can't even get this motherfucker to throw for 300 yards with the sorriest passing defense in the ACC. Maybe not the sorriest. I ain't even look at the numbers. You giving up 300 yards a game, you fucking trash on the back end. And they held it. They caught 2 picks. They only gave up 274. They said, all right, y'all think it's a game? No, because you got receivers body catching balls and you got quarterbacks that's fucking acting like true freshmen still, bro. This shit is just ridiculous. But overall, the running backs is running the ball well. I know I just went on a tangent about Dawson with these stupid ass play calls, but even seeing the fact that he called that fucking inside zone with 9 people in the box and then don't have the nerve to go start fussing with Mario, because I guess he was saying Marty was supposed to run the other way, which the other side was open for the run, but dog, why are you calling the inside run with 9 people in the fucking box? First of all, if that was Cam Ward, fuck that. If that was any competent quarterback, dog, if you look at how we had 2 wide receivers over here. Malachi Tony was off the line of scrimmage. Nobody was right in front of Malachi. They gave him like a 5-yard cushion. We only needed a yard. You telling me that you don't trust that guy to block him? Quick hitter. It don't even need to be the screen, bro. They gave us, they said, we know y'all ain't throwing it over there. Yeah, you split out Malachi and somebody else, but we know you ain't throwing that motherfucking ball over there. We gonna put 9 in a box because we know the stupid ass mentality that y'all got. You think no matter what, you supposed to run right here. And guess what? We gonna put 9 in here. And let's see who win. And then you send 83 across to pick up their guy, and he got, man, look, man, it's crazy. Miami still had 159 rushing yards. Fletcher, 84. Shamar Brown, 37. Jordan Loud, 23. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I don't know why they were giving Jordan Loud carries. I get it maybe here or there, but there was a couple of opportunities where he could have picked up first downs and he was running soft as baby shit. And Shamar Brown should have been in the game on those plays. After the first one where he didn't hit that hole, it was like a 2nd or a 3rd and 3 or something. He just kind of tiptoed through there. He shouldn't have got another fucking snap. I don't care what he was doing in practice, bro. We on the road trying to win a game. When I see players doing stuff like that, they don't need to play anymore, okay? I'm sorry. They don't need to play anymore. Nobody's fucking safe on this video. You know, and while I'm at it talking about the shit that players be doing, man, on that first touchdown, well, on the touchdown that Kevin Jennings had when he ran in the end zone, because SMU had that drive and they was going, you know, super fast and all of that. Akeem Mesidor fucking quit on the play, bro. That shit had me so hot while I was watching the game. I don't care how fucking tired you are, dog. I do not care. Do not quit. Don't quit on a play. He fucking gave up, dog. He had an opportunity to try to get in the mix and make that tackle or get a stop, and he quit. If I see one of my guys quit, you're not playing any fucking more. We got plenty of other people that we can play up there. Bro, we on the goal line. You only got a player 2 left, maybe 3. If you that fucking tired, bro, then go down on the ground and let us burn a timeout. It was first half anyway, but do not quit. Quitting is crazy. Do not quit. He quit on the play. He wasn't hurt. He was tired. He came right back out there. Get him the fuck off the field. He shouldn't have played another snap. I don't want to see him play this week. If you gonna quit, get him the fuck out of here. We don't have time for this shit. I don't care how good you play. This goes for anybody. Mesidor, Bain. If you see them quit on defense, get them off the field. Play Blunt. Play Lightfoot. You can play other people. He quit. I don't care if you hurt. If you injured, don't play. I don't want to hear the excuses. Fucking quitting on plays, man. JoJo Trader, man, first game back. 36-yard touchdown. Great strike from Beck. You know what I'm saying? JoJo led us in receiving with 81 yards. It was great to see him out there making plays. I know the touchdown did a lot for his confidence. He needed to clean up, his ability, like the way he's catching these balls, because both deep shots, but attempted body catches. But outside of that, man, I think that it was great to see him out there making plays, man. I want to see it continue. The kid obviously has talent. We been knew that. He just needs to continue to put it together. So, shout out to him for making that play. I really wish he didn't give them 7. They really didn't have nothing going for real, and he gave them life. But it is what it is, because there's plenty of blame to go around. And even after giving them 7, there's critical mistakes that were made by Beck and the coaches later on that have nothing to do with that. So, Keelan Marion, man, I'm not going to lie. This, out of all the wide receivers, he impressed me the most. His route running on some of these, garbage. I'm going to just keep it a buck. His route running at times was garbage. On that 16-yarder he picked up, that route was so trash, but he caught it. It was convincing enough. But what I will say is Beck continued to go to him on some 3rd and longs, and that boy came through 3 or 4 times. Man, I did not expect him to keep coming through on 3rd and long like that. Malachi, 9 catches for 70 yards. Gave us a spark, and we did nothing with it punt return wise. I knew it during the game. I really wish he had cribbed it, because I just didn't trust us to score, even after getting down there like that, and we didn't. I just wish he had cribbed that punt return, but electric game from him, man. He was making stuff happen. Just wasn't enough. Game stats: Miami, 23 first downs. SMU, 20 first downs. 3rd down efficiency, 7 of 16 for Miami. 3 of 13 for SMU. 433 total yards, 388 total yards. Y'all know what I ain't got to yet. 12 penalties for 96 yards. We just gonna stop right there. I know a lot of y'all was blaming the refs, right? There was some deplorable, I don't even know how they make some of these calls. I'm going to be honest. I really don't know how they make some of these calls, and I want to go ahead and put this out there, right? Whenever we see a flag thrown, Like, I'll be on Twitter here or there, and I'll be seeing these dumbass Miami fans. As soon as they throw a flag, no matter, like, they throw a flag, they call hold it on CC. I see some stupid motherfucker on Twitter. How is he a first rounder? See it again. Why do y'all think CC is good? Bro, just because they throw a fucking flag don't mean he holding. Bro, I'm watching this shit. Bro, if you rushing the passer and you end up hitting the ground the way it looks and they just call and hold it, that's not holding, dog. That's not holding. Bro, they did it twice. They did it twice. And on the other one was the one where they picked up the pass interference on Mary. Like, that is, bro, he one tug, two tugs, grab. That is pass interference. You cannot pick that flag up. And the ref threw the flag, and then no, you can't pick that up. That wasn't even holding on him anyway. They don't never look at when they call these stupid ass holding calls. But listen, man, all of that aside, penalties on the O-line, the penalty on Lightfoot, a little conflicted about it because I don't know who blew the whistle, but Ruben Bain clearly heard the whistle. I think Lightfoot did hear the whistle, but I'm not going to even blame him for that penalty because he was firing off. He pulled up. The only reason they called the penalty is because when he hit him a little bit, Jennings went to the ground. He was trying to keep him up. They should not. And in that situation where the flag was thrown, they could have picked that up. I'm just being real. It's fourth down, bro. Don't bail them out like that. And I'm a person that likes to keep it fair. If it's if you need to, you could have picked that up. Same way you picked up PI, you could have picked it up. Could have picked it up. But that's also not. The flag would have never occurred if Mario Cristobal them didn't call a fucking timeout. So we here on this play. Let's get to this shit right now. Bro, Miami had the ball for fucking 37 minutes in the game. 37 minutes and 42 seconds, and we lost. Dog, why would you call a timeout? Why? This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. Bro, for years, we have seen you be a horrible game day coach. A horrible game day coach. Absolutely atrocious when it comes to game day decisions, without a doubt. Without a fucking doubt. Why the fuck would you call a timeout, bro? They don't have any timeouts left, if I'm not mistaken. It's 4th and long. Your defense is already set. You don't know what the fuck they're going to call anyway, but you know it's a pass play. You know this. They're not going to run on 4th and 9. Could the quarterback run? Yes. Whatever. Have somebody spy him. It's quick. It's on the go. Either way, I'm rolling the dice. They went quick. You called a timeout. What the fuck for? It's 4th and long. What are you calling timeout for? You gonna let them pick the exact play that they want to run? Or you just gonna let them have to go on the fly because they got 11 yards. They didn't know how much they was going to pick up, and now they do. And now he has to make a split decision on what the call is. Why would you call timeout? There's other things in that game that are issues, but we're on this one. Why would you call timeout in that scenario? Lightfoot and Bain were both firing off the ball anyway. That was going to be a fucking sack. 9 times out of 10. And if it's not a sack, there's pressure, and now he has to run. I do not think he was going to get that ball off cleanly. They fired off immediately. You called a timeout. Mario, we've seen it over and over again, bro. Year after year after year. You and your game day stuff has been, I can't think of a game day coach that I've seen at the University of Miami that's worse than Mario Cristobal, besides maybe Randy Shannon. And that says a lot because Randy Shannon was a piece of shit through and through. I cannot. It is so crazy. Didn't you fucking hire somebody to help you with these decisions a year ago? See, that's what was said. And I that may have even came out publicly. I know we knew initially, like before, but that may have been put out there publicly. But this is part of my problem. Last year, it really didn't come into play as much. And when it did come into play, for the most part, they made the right decisions. Right? They made the right decisions for the most part. But check this out. While we on coaching decisions, for the love of God, the decision to run into a 9-man box, and it's not a quarterback sneak. It's not a tush push. It's, even if it would have been a fucking stupid call, but not running inside on a 9-man box. Not running on a 9-man box. Just because I got people up there to block, that don't mean that y'all have to even be blocking. I can slip the tight end out. I could do so much with that, but I'm not running on a 9-man box. Stop thinking that this is 1985, 1990. No, it's not. This is modern football. I just watched, I believe, Ole Miss or something on a 4th and 1 do a fire ass play on 4th and 1. No, boom, fake it here, boom, little toss going this way. They got the action, show it, boom, something. Bro, our offensive coordinator and our head coach, bro, we might as well have kept Gaddis. If this the shit we dealing with, we might as well kept Gaddis. You might as well keep Gaddis if you gonna do this kind of shit. You running on a 9-man box on 4th and 1. We're on the road. Since we talking about coaching decisions, bro, we're on the road. And you sat up here and did not take the points. We should have kicked a field goal on that drive where we turned it over on downs. Like, bro, you're on the road. Who the fuck is advising you? Take the points, my guy. Take the fucking points. They wasn't even scoring like that. Take the field goal, and now you're up 6. They need a touchdown to win the game. That completely changes everything. But no, you want to be with this fake, we're super aggressive on offense. I don't know where this shit came from. I've been saying this the last few weeks. We've been going for it way too much on 4th down. Way too much. And we keep doing it. Stop. This is how I know Mario is listening to the media and the outside too much, because he's so fucking afraid to continue to be called conservative that these dickheads are doing shit that don't make sense. You want to be aggressive at home, even though I'm not always up for it? Cool. You don't do that shit on the road, especially in a tight game. You're not in a shootout. You are not in a shootout. You don't do that. Bro, take the points. You act like they scoring a touchdown every time. They're not. They're not. They scored 2 touchdowns the whole game before overtime. This is pee-wee football type shit. And this is my problem. You dumbass fans was in my comments. They get paid millions. You think you know? Shut the fuck up. I don't care if they get paid millions. That's why motherfuckers get fired. That's why Brian Kelly got about 59, 60 million reasons right now. I don't care about how much money these people make. That does not mean that they cannot make bad decisions. That don't mean that. That does not mean that they cannot make bad decisions. They make them all the time. And the run on 4th and 1 in a 9-man box is crazy. To not take 3 points on the road when the offense ain't even humming anyway is fucking insane. And then you turn around and call timeout on 4th down. Give them a chance to get whatever they want to get in, get their breathers. And then on top of that, guess what? Our guy hits the quarterback. So now they fully bailed out. They don't even need to run a good play on 4th down because ain't no more 4th down. It's 1st down now. You talk about all of this confidence you got in this fuck-ass quarterback you gave $4 million to. We get the fucking ball with 25 seconds and a timeout, and your bitch ass take a knee to play for overtime on the road. Bro, if you don't get that shit and throw that fucking ball downfield, you want to talk about being conservative. That is conservative because any coach in the country that feels like he has a good team and a good quarterback with 25 yards and 1 timeout, and you got a kicker that can hit from 55 plus, you're going to go try to get that shit. You don't kneel and play for overtime. You're not at home. The hell are you doing? Throw the ball downfield. Who gives a fuck if they pick it off? Do something, but you don't just kneel down like that. The game not even going your way. You want to kneel down? You don't know what happens. Penalty, anything. And who cares? If something happens to where they pick it off downfield, they ain't got no timeouts anyway, bro. You shouldn't be throwing nothing too short anyway. Throw the ball downfield. Do something with the 25 seconds. You only need about 40 yards. Do something. You might only need 35. Do something. Maybe you get it down some and you able to take a Hail Mary. Maybe you don't get close enough for the field goal, but you get close enough to throw it in the end zone. Something, bro. But to take the knee and go in there, like, bro, the momentum, we had lost it. What the fuck are you doing? Man, these penalties. Look, I'm going to say this. Some of it you can't control because the ref's going to call holding and the bullshit. The other penalties that we're having, offensive line, you keep talking about, oh, they're simulating the snap count. Listen here, bro. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't give a fuck what happens for the rest of the season. You and that motherfucker Mariball better figure this shit out. I watched a drive get killed because of false start, and then like holding or like, bro, it's so bad. Miami is the only team that I watch before every snap. I know there's a chance we're going to false start. Like, you know how you watching a game and you like, damn, they O-line a little shaky. So you expect like, okay, like they got 2 great D ends. Like you want to, you want to get your kick step quick. No. Before every play, I'm like, damn, I don't know if we're going to false start this play. Before every play. Oh, they're bro, nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Don't mention the shit again. Fucking fix it. We've been seeing it for the last 4 games easily, maybe even 5. Nobody want to hear it. Fix it. Fix it. You done lost the fan base. Make no mistake about that. You done lost the fan base. You losing some of your players. Yeah. You losing some of your players. Some of your players checked out. And not because they don't love this shit, but because they can't fucking believe in their coaches. Okay? Listen, nobody is above this. No one player, no one coach. I don't give a fuck who you are. Nobody is above the program. We love the program. You done lost the fan base, man. You're not getting the fan base back. A lot of people gonna reset in the off season and tell the off season lies again and stuff like that. But you done lost the fan base, man. You can't get it back. At this point, you are who you are. Okay? You're a horrible game day coach. Okay? You are a great recruiter, a phenomenal recruiter. You understand talent acquisition is very important. You are a coach that will make decisions only in reflection time. So about hiring and firing people, you can only do that at the end of the year. Okay? That's who you are. All right? That is who you have shown us to be. You have shown us that you cannot lead this team when it matters the most. I'm going off what you've shown. I'm not going off my feelings. Y'all know I'm one of the biggest Mario supporters. I was stoked when he came back here. Stoked. But the facts is the facts. They put the graphic up during the game. Biggest drop off in the FBS between August and October to November to December. Mario Cristobal. Miami wins, I believe, 75% of their games before his entire tenure. When you get to November and December, 28% of the games. When football starts to matter the most, we're getting outcoached and outplayed in November and December. If you cannot win in November and December, you are not a good football team. If you cannot win in November and December, you're not a good football team. And I'm going to tell you the difference between good teams in Miami. I'm watching UGA play Florida. And UGA, they've had a lot of games like this over Kirby's tenure where they're down or something to an underdog. And some kind of way, they are going to make the plays they need to make to win the games they are supposed to win. And the problem at Miami right now is not the big games, bro. I'm not going to even lie to you. Like, I know what happened with Syracuse last year. Syracuse aside, and I'm only putting that aside for a reason because that was a different kind of game. And that's also late season. We know he doesn't do good late in the year. Whatever. The big games that we've had earlier in the year or the first half of the year, we have been up for them. All of them. Every time. I can't think of one after year one where it was a big game during that first part of the season and we were not up for the challenge. I can't think of one. Y'all can let me know, but off the top of my head, if there's one, cool, but it's not a lot. You get what I'm saying? It's not a lot. It's the teams that should not beat us. Rather, if they're beating us or if it's too close for comfort, those are the games that are a problem. And that's where my problem lies in all of this. See, that's where the issue comes in at. Because now you are showing me that we consistently get outcoached. And a lot of times it's on both sides of the ball. There's no reason SMU should have beat Miami. There's no reason Louisville should have beat Miami, if we're being honest. Gave up 24 points, bro, to Louisville. 4 interceptions. Carson Beck to blame. Gave up 20 to SMU in regulation, 26 overall, the most points the defense has given up all year. Carson Beck throws an interception. Shannon Dawson just overall is an idiot. He's an idiot, okay? I'm going to just say it like that. He tries to do this whole, like he tried to belittle the reporters last week and stuff when they was asking about IZ, and he even went on to say, you do know that if I call IZ because of how the offensive line flows, you know, we can run it up the one still, and it still be a run on the outside because they're running between the center and the guard because of how they pulled. Bro, nobody don't give a fuck about that. Stop trying to belittle these people. Okay? You did the same shit everywhere else you were. You are predictable as fuck when it comes to your run game. You got passing concepts. You just don't open the bag enough. I've seen it this year. I've seen a bunch of variety on the passing concepts. That's not even what I'm talking about. Then you get into this thing where you keep wanting to throw these wide receiver screens, and half the time we getting blown off our blocks, right? If you want to throw the wide receiver screen, throw that tunnel mug. The tunnel won't work. Okay? But no, he an idiot, man. And he try to be little folks, bro. You not confusing nobody. Folks know what the fuck they looking at. We can count. We know numbers. And too many times you're calling plays that are against the numbers. Just stop doing it. But I'm going to leave y'all with this. And Mario, I know you're not going to do it, but there were so many bad mistakes made by you and Dawson this game. And at this point, I had a list. I had wrote out a whole list of everything. I'm not even, man, look, Dawson got to go. Okay? Dawson need to go. And the only way you really going to save face with the fan base, if you really want people locked in for next year, I can guarantee you season ticket sales going to be down. I can guarantee you that. If you want the fan base in tune with you for next year, you need to fire Shannon Dawson before the season ends. You don't need Shannon Dawson to run this offense. Like the shit that y'all calling, you don't need him for that. Let Maribel, I don't care who call it. If you want to be told, I don't care who call it, bro. None of these teams left on the schedule are better than Miami. I don't care who calls it, because even when he's calling it, it don't look how it need to look anyway. You need to fire him. If you do not fire Shannon Dawson before the end of the season, there's 30 to 40% of the fan base that you will not have back next year. You won't have those people locked in. They will wait and see it all the way until November and see what you look like. No, just go ahead, fire him. Fire Shannon Dawson. There's no need for you to wait. Just get him up out of here. Get him the fuck up out of here, because if you don't, there's so many things that are not going to be able to go right for you. You already need to be looking for your quarterback for next year. You need to be doing everything else you need to do for next year. If Luke was it, guys, Luke would have been playing before Emory Williams. I'm not telling you he can't be it later. I don't see it. You're going to have to go in the portal and get a quarterback again. You might as well go ahead and get CJ Bailey. Go ahead and make them calls now. That is your quarterback for next year. That is the guy that makes the most sense. You can have him here for 2 years. And after 2 years, Coleman should be ready to take over if he's the guy and if he stays. But it gives you a solution for 2 full years, and that quarterback will have 2 years with the new OC. CJ Bailey is who you need to go get. Point blank, period. Go get him. He should be top of the list through and through without question. Other than that, man, that's all I got. Miami loses once again. And no CFP, no nothing. That's it. Another bowl game, probably another 10-win season. In the 10-win seasons, I think I seen Kev say that on Twitter. They feel like 7-5 because of how they happen. So that's it. Till next time, man. Like I told y'all, the game's got to be played. I'm out.